Oi, tudo bem? Eu sou Eli, seu professor de português brasileiro. I'm Eli, your Brazilian Portuguese teacher, with one reading lesson on mystery at the market. If you don't remember how we proceed with those classes, like what the procedures are that we use to follow, to use these classes to the best of your advantage, um, we do a very specific kind of reading here. But before we begin, I would like to remind you to subscribe to this channel so you get a notification whenever I publish a new video. And if you want to grab a free ebook that is appropriate for your level with one very classical story of Brazilian literature, you can go to this website here, social.portuguese.com/read Portuguese, and you'll be able to download there your book. Also, you'll be able to get some extra tips as to how you can best read things in Portuguese, no matter what level you are at. And just so you remember how we proceed with those classes, I usually read one sentence, but in this specific lesson, I'm going to read probably two. Why? Because I adapted them to make the sentences a little bit shorter. And here's how we go. I will read once slowly at a slower pace. And when I stop reading, I'll probably do a gesture, something like this. And I would like you to pause your video, read the sentence aloud, and then play it again. When you play it again, you're going to listen to my reading the same sentence again, and to my reading of the same sentence again. And in this case, you'll be able to get the feedback, the instant feedback, not only for pronunciation, but also for rhythm. This is very important if you want to speak Portuguese naturally and read faster as well. Then I will read the next part, pause, read it again. Read the next part, pause, read it again, and when we finish a page, I'm going to give you some tips as to vocabulary and stuff that we have here. So you can put them in your vocabulary book or Anki app or any other app that you use to learn vocabulary. And I will just sip at my coffee here. I love my coffee. It's very strong today. Eu adoro café forte, mas hoje está muito forte. But now, let's get started here. I'll read the two first sentences. Era uma vez jovem chamado Pedro. Ele trabalhava em supermercado. Era uma vez jovem chamado Pedro. Ele trabalhava em supermercado. Once upon a time, there was a young man called Pedro. He worked in a supermarket. Uma noite, Pedro tinha que fazer o inventário sozinho. Ele estava cansado, mas começou a contar as mercadorias. Uma noite, Pedro tinha que fazer o inventário sozinho. Ele estava cansado, mas começou a contar as mercadorias. I take it that you're pausing. If you don't pause, this is going to feel very weird. So pause the video, read it aloud, then play it again, and you get my feedback. One night, Pedro had to to take the inventory alone. He had to count the merchandise. He was tired. Ele estava cansado. But he began to count the merchandise. Mas ele começou a contar as mercadorias. And one very specific thing here you should always keep in mind is with the verb começar, to begin, to start. If you have a verb after that, começar to do, begin to do something, start doing something. Whenever you have this structure, it's começar a plus a verb. So, começar a ler, start reading. Começar a estudar, to start studying. Now, we know that he began here. He was very tired. He worked night shifts, and he had to count the merchandise. Let's see what happened. Uma lata de sopa caiu da prateleira. Estranho. Será que foi o vento? Disse Pedro. Uma lata de sopa caiu da prateleira. Estranho. Será que foi o vento? Disse Pedro. A soup can fell off the shelf. Weird. I wonder if it was the wind, Pedro said. Então, ele continuou contando. Logo depois, outra lata caiu. Então, ele continuou contando. Logo depois, outra lata caiu. Then he continued counting. Right after, soon after, another can fell off. Pedro começou a ficar preocupado. Ele olhou ao redor e não viu nada. Pedro começou a ficar preocupado. Ele olhou ao redor e não viu nada. Pedro began to feel worried. He looked around and saw nothing, or didn't see anything. Another thing that you have to take to heart, in Portuguese we have double negatives as well. So you don't say, I saw nothing. You say, I didn't see nothing in Portuguese. As in the end, ele olhou ao redor e não viu nada. Okay, a can fell off, and that's normal. What happened? Enquanto andava pelos corredores, Pedro percebeu que algumas caixas estavam fora do lugar. Enquanto andava pelos corredores, Pedro percebeu que algumas caixas estavam fora do lugar. While he walked along the aisles, Pedro noticed that some boxes were off place. They were misplaced. Ele arrumou as caixas e voltou ao trabalho. Mas, logo que ele se virou, as caixas estavam desarrumadas de novo. Ele arrumou as caixas e voltou ao trabalho. Mas logo que ele se virou, as caixas estavam desarrumadas de novo. He organized the boxes and then went back to work. But as soon as he turned around, the boxes were messy, actually disorganized again. Isso é impossível, pensou Pedro. Ele começou a sentir medo, mas decidiu investigar. Isso é impossível, pensou Pedro. Ele começou a sentir medo, mas decidiu investigar. That's impossible, Pedro thought. He began to feel fear, but he decided to investigate. Here, the takeaway from this slide is the verb arrumar. Arrumar is a very good word in Portuguese and it has so many meanings, but one of them is to tidy up, to organize, as in arrumar a casa, to tidy the house, to clean the house, to organize the house. Eu, por exemplo, eu sempre arrumo a casa na quarta-feira. I always tidy up my house on Wednesday. Eu sempre arrumo a casa na quarta-feira. And if a house is organized, it's arrumada. A casa está arrumada. If it's disorganized, a casa está desarrumada. So my question is, a sua casa está arrumada ou desarrumada? O meu quarto, o meu quarto de trabalho está desarrumado. Tem muita coisa aqui. And if you think, oh, but isn't it similar to bagunçado? Yes, same meaning. And it's as informal. Next slide. Pedro foi até a seção de frutas. De repente, uma maçã rolou pelo chão. Pedro foi até a seção de frutas. De repente, uma maçã rolou pelo chão. Pedro went to the fruit department, or the fruit section. Suddenly, De repente, suddenly, an apple rolled across the floor. Uma maçã rolou pelo chão. Ele seguiu a maçã e viu que ela parou em frente a uma porta pequena, que ele nunca tinha notado antes. Ele seguiu a maçã e viu que ela parou em frente a uma porta pequena, que ele nunca tinha notado antes. He followed the apple and saw that it stopped in front of a small door that he had never noticed before. Com coragem, Pedro abriu a porta. Dentro, ele encontrou um gato preto, brincando com uma bolinha. Com coragem, Pedro abriu a porta. Dentro, ele encontrou um gato preto, brincando com uma bolinha. With courage, Pedro opened the door. Inside, he found a black cat, playing with a small ball. A beautiful cat, by the way. Pedro riu de si mesmo. Ah, você é o responsável por toda essa bagunça, disse ele ao gato. Pedro riu de si mesmo. Ah, você é o responsável por toda essa bagunça, disse ele ao gato. Pedro laughed about himself, laughing about of him. He laughed about himself. Ah, you're the responsible one for all this mess, he said to the cat. And is there a takeaway here? Well, the main takeaway is that the word responsible for something é responsável por alguma coisa. Eu sou responsável por dar aulas. I'm responsible for giving lessons, as we say in Portuguese. Então, that was the mystery. He found that it was the cat. So, now, before we finish, I want an extra homework for you. Instead of just reading it again, of course you can read it again, but try to retell the story in 3-4 sentences in Portuguese in the comment section below. Make sure to write entirely in Portuguese. Don't worry about, oh my God, I'm going to make mistakes everyone's going to see. Everyone's going to see anyway, even if you make mistakes in private, like with a friend. But if you do that right here, because it's a learning place, I'll be able to see what you wrote and maybe suggest a few corrections and some tips. Now, don't forget, if you want to subscribe to our channel, do so and you'll receive a notification whenever I publish something new. And if you want to get a free ebook with a short story that was written by Lima Barreto, one of the greatest writers in Brazil, go to social.portuguesewitheli.com/read Portuguese and watch this video as many times as you want. You can even download a MP3 version. I think there is some technology for that. I will find if I can. I will look if I can find for something like that. Mas agora eu agradeço de coração e lembre-se, faça os seus exercícios. Até a próxima segunda. Tchau.